We're back. 5 bets, 5 minutes. We appreciate you rolling with an off day. We take a day off in the middle of the week. You're like, what the hell's going on here? It was a lighter day in the NBA, so that's nice. I don't want to get in the way of Ja because it's kind of hard to get in the way of Ja because you're going to get steamrolled right over this. So let's let Mr. Morant have his time here. He will be a focus. He will be somebody that we will be targeting in tonight's 5 and 5. So 5 bets, 5 minutes. We'll start the clock momentarily. I'm going to ask that you hit the thumbs up button, that you subscribe, and thank you for being part of the now 50,000 plus members that we have here on the Odd Shopper channel. All of that, let's go ahead and officially start the clock. Now, with everything rolling here, you can see our plays are up. That's fine. We'll save time. And let's start with LaMelo Ball over 8.5 assists. That's what we're targeting. Our first, very, very, very first play, LaMelo Ball is going to get us 10 dimes. But we don't need 10 dimes. We just need 9, and that's why we're laying the 140 on that. This is a tough matchup for the Charlotte Hornets because every game is a tough matchup for the Charlotte Hornets, even when you are a short road favorite, which I don't really get, against the Houston Rockets. So this game provides some interesting angles. And LaMelo is not just going to stop. Like, LaMelo isn't picking up the phone, asking who's all running, and then realizing that they're going up against the Houston Rockets in Houston and hanging the phone up saying, that's it, coach. LaMelo's going to be out there. And Houston, with their backcourt and wing defense that has really suffered, although they've been able to score, and they've got some young budding maybe stars to be. I love Melo being able to take him. And look, it's not just Melo to Rozier, as we've seen. They've been able to adapt without having a heavy volume scorer like that intact. So I like Ball to just get us 9. That's all we need is 9. We're going to get double-digit rebounds from Luka Doncic. We're actually going to get double-digit rebounds from a couple of guys, but Luka's going to be the next one that we hit. Let's go over 9.5 boards for Doncic tonight against the now, 3 straight win Atlanta Hawk team. The Mavericks are struggling. Luka's playing hurt. The number is down. It's probably a 10.5. If healthy, a 10.5, minus 105, minus 110 type of play. But we're getting him on a little bit of a low swing here. And the other part of this is, as good as Atlanta is as far as scoring and as well as they've been able to more likely outscore than hold defensively, they're not really built to keep Luka off the glass as far as a full-time job. And that's just a lot of teams, but Atlanta specifically. So there's a big hole here for Doncic to grab some rebounds. Speaking of which, I told you, so long as this is under 13.5 rebounds for Julius Randle, it's the one stat that I think won't be impacted nearly as much as any other stat for him with the return of R.J. Barrett. So far, so good. Again, we expect a monster night from Julius Randle. Could you stretch this and play a 15-plus, depending on where you book? Probably. But here on DK, all we need at a minus 110 play, too, on top of that, which I think is just a steal here, is over 12.5 rebounds for Randle. And again, the biggest factor for me in applying any type of logic with the Randle bet now is, all right, how does the return of R.J. Barrett impact? Where are we looking at the impact of R.J. Barrett's return? Right now, it's Julius Randle over 12.5 rebounds. I don't think anybody takes boards away from him, including Mitchell Robinson. And we used to target both, but we don't really need to. I'm not going to get out of here without a 3-point prop, right? Right? CJ is still at plus money over 3.5. This kind of feels like a bombs away type night from McCollum. And if I can get 4 at plus money, it's the same scenario with Julius Randle at 12.5 rebounds. We're going to go right back to CJ, who has paid off for us, who has been one of the big elements of consistency betting these 5-for-5 player props. So let's do it. Let's approach this in a similar way that we have been, where it hasn't been the matchup that's been a deterrent. It hasn't been who's around McCollum that's been a deterrent. It's been the accelerant of how well he's been able to shoot on top of the volume. We're targeting a man with volume here as well. So let's look at this play individually, isolated, and say it would take much more on the perimeter than what Miami is going to offer to slow down McCollum. And on top of that, New Orleans is doing everything possible to make sure that McCollum launching from 3 is a key part of how they score buckets. Now, the key part of how Memphis scores is going to be Ja Morant. And that's how we end here. Our guy behind me, 27.5. He's going to hit that. I'm not going to say, and then some. This is not going to be an emphatic slam on the desk. Hey, it's going to happen. But Memphis, the way in which they've been playing right now, their 10th straight win coming most recently. Ja Morant is fueling this. And, they're still trying to keep pace with the team that's barely in front of them, but still in front of them in Denver. Yeah, so just keep an eye on this. Cleveland is in prime mode here to be taken advantage of. It's a team that still hasn't figured out what to do on the road, and that's been a problem for them. They're also going up against an absolute buzzsaw in Morant. I know the 5's up, the 5-5, hands up like in Chopped. I get it. But I love this prop. Favorite one of the night. Somebody's going to have to counter with what Donovan Mitchell is providing, with what the Cavs are doing from a scoring standpoint. I know Mitchell's playing with that. Oh, actually, it looks like he's doubtful. Even better. All right. Downgraded to doubtful as I see this. Even better. More so than I like Morant to take over at 27.5. All right, let me turn 5 into 200. I'll run the 5 and 5 back for you. I'm going to turn $5 into $200 instantly. Now, you must be in a state where you can legally gamble. You have to be 21 or over. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, with that said, this is how you can turn $5 into $200. All right, all you need to do is just click the link below. It's going to sign up instantly, take 90 seconds out of your life. And from there, sign up. Deposit $5. Bet that $5 instantly on the Ottawa Senators. Doesn't matter if the Senators win, they lose. Doesn't matter when this game starts. None of that. Doesn't matter any of that. The only thing that matters is that you immediately place the wager upon depositing the $5. Because as soon as you place that wager, guess what? $200 right back into your account. Now, you've got the $200. What are you going to do? Come hang with us on the Bet Pro tool. I mean, how many screenshots do you need to see posted from our Odd Shopper stochastic account? Sean Zahn's ROI in like 3 weeks of this month so far. It's through the roof. I'm using this every night. I'm using this. The bets don't come out before this video. So once they do, I'm picking my spots, 2 or 3. SCV, S-bet percentage. I'm sorting by the SCV. This thing is making me money every single night. Right around, 6 o'clock Eastern as things get tight before lock. Check the Bet Pro tool again. It's making money. That's why we want you to use it. And the beauty of it is we're going to give you a week free. Your first week is free. All you need to do is click that link below. So take the $200 that I just turned instant into DK and then come head on the Bet Pro tool. See how this works? Over 8.5 assists for LaMelo, over 9.5 rebounds for Luka, over 12.5 for Julius Randle, over 3.5 threes for McCollum, over 27.5 points for Ja Morant. On your way out, hit us up, ES Insider on the Discord. Another big week in the NFL. We keep crushing. We keep crushing. We want you to be a part of this. And that's all from the Discord. All right, see how this works. ES Insider, that's the code. First week's free. First week's free there. Your first week's free on the Bet Pro tool. We're turning 5 into 200. Not bad, not bad.